For anybody interested, this is aistudio.google.com, and this is when Google 3.0 came out, and I decided to do some Vibe, V-I-B-E, coding. So I'm combining my interest in guitar stuff with my, well, interest in everything, but I came up with this, and the crazy thing is that Google understands what I'm talking about. So I basically just tell it what I want, and then it creates it for me, and it goes through. I don't know about the code. I haven't even looked at the code, but I know you can run it under Node.js, which I understand. And it's written in JavaScript on the front end here. TypeScript, really, because it does some fancy stuff, and a bunch of libraries which I don't know anything about. But anyway, what I thought I would do was go through some stuff that was just in my mind from when I was learning about stuff. The big one here is key charts. And if you look at this, this is a representation of all the major keys and basically how they form. If you know about a piano, there's 2 black keys followed by 3 black keys. So there's a half step here and here. So in C major, which is all the white keys, you just go through your alphabet like C, D, E, F, G, A, B. And it's important to notice this is where you're missing the black key and missing the black key between the B and the C here. And you'll see why that's important. But if you look here, root, 3rd, 5th. So if you come to the 3rd, start here, E, pull that down, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. And then on your 5th, go to your 5th, pull your G down, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Put those down. And what have you just done? Well, the pattern is always major, minor, minor, major, major, minor, diminished, and you're always here. The 1, 4, 5. Those are your major chords in this key. And in C, you can read them right off of here. C, D minor, E minor, F, C, G, sorry, A minor, and B diminished. A diminished, why is it diminished? You have 2 minor thirds, and that's because of those breaks right here, the half step thing. On a major chord, you have a major 3rd and a 5th. And when you have a minor, the distance between here and here, you're missing one of those tones, which you can see the E, F right here, which would fall on this break here. That makes that a minor. And this is a natural thing in all the keys. So you can just repeat and rinse, repeat. And you can do all the keys. G major happens to have 1 sharp. D major has 2 sharps. You see your C sharp and your F sharp. I'll explain that in a little bit. But now you have all of your keys, and it's good to start memorizing. What is a C major key? A C, E, G. What is a G major? G, B, D. D, F sharp, A. If you think about your keyboard, you'll just start remembering that. So that was the first thing that I did, and I thought that was pretty cool. Lots of teachers out there, I'm sure you don't need it from me, but that was the first thing I thought of. Then, another great thing to learn, of course, is the circle of fifths. And like I said, I just talked to Google and it understood this. It's just crazy how it did. But this is showing you C major, just what we were just looking at. The 1, the 4, the 5. 2 minor, 6 minor, 3 minor. Same keys. As you will notice, it puts the root on this keyboard here. So these are all your C's on your keyboard, your fretboard on a guitar, I'm sorry. And as you go around, there's your G. Those are your G's. So what's different, if you look what hangs out the back side here, that's an F. So that's your F sharp. One more, you got 2 hanging out. That's your F and C sharp. So the sharps increase as you go around. I'm sure people know that. Wasn't so obvious for me, but it is now. And one other thing I showed on here, a good way to remember this, I have a script down here that says how I learned it. Start at the C, no sharps, no flats. Move clockwise to G, 1 sharp. Use the mnemonic cat go. So if you just make a mnemonic here, fat cat go down alleys eating bugs, that's how I learned it. If you can remember that, you can know your keys around that way. Going back around the other way, you pretty much want to remember B-E-A-D. And it's the circle of 4th that way. So if I'm in F, I have 1 flat, and that happens to be my B flat. Then you go down, B-E, so and so, same thing. What else did I want to say? Oh, some people, I just wanted to show capo, what a capo does. So if I'm playing C shapes here, and I move my capo up 2 frets, I'm really playing D, but my shapes stay the same. So guitarists tend to say, oh, C, D minor, whatever, but you're relative to the capo, so you're really playing these chords. Let's see, what else did I want to say? Nothing else about that. Third thing I thought about probably was, let's see, I did key. One thing that I thought was good for me, we'll do cage really quick. Everybody's heard of the cage system if you listen to the internet. And the shapes are, this is a C major, C shape. You see the C chord that you're used to making, the cowboy chord we call it. If you move up, this is still a C chord, but now you're making the A shape, your G shape, your E shape. This is your standard bar chord that everyone knows. Your roots there, and your D shape. And the beauty of this, if we go back, let's say A, but you say A shape. This is the same for all the chords. There's your A shape, your G shape, A, this is still an A. Your E shape, this is still an A. And a D shape, and this is still an A chord. And then the C shape, of course. But this thing is showing you, let's go back to the C, because now we've learned the C, E, G. This says root, 3rd, 5th. If we say show notes, we see our C, G, and E. C, E, G, excuse me. If we do the E shape, this is a good one here. You can see the root, 3rd, 5th. C, E, G, root, 3rd, 5th. I thought that was cool. Anyway, I have these other shapes on here that you can play with, but it helps to visualize the fretboard for sure. Oh, that was the triad. That was not the triad master. This is the triad master. What good is this? I'm going to go back with the C again. C-shaped triads, again with the root, 3rd, 5th if you look, and we can also do note names, C, E, G. This is on the string set from here to here. We can do the string set from here to here. Oops, excuse me, here to here, We can do the string set from here to here, and we can do the string set from here to here. And you can start seeing partial things. Okay, see we're on the top set here. C is on the 8th fret. You're normally barring here. C here, C here, C here. That's your... It's a good way to learn the notes. That's all I'm telling you. And I can do minor, major, all the key chords, which is pretty good. Whoops. What did I do? Click too far. Okay. I meant to hit this. So now we did that. Fretboard flash is a good thing. And it's showing the same thing, but for C major, I can show the whole keyboard. Did I do this already? Probably not, but it shows you the chords on the fretboard. Just another idea, another way of seeing it. The position trainer would be cool if I could play notes, and I wanted to be able to show notes on the screen, and it took a while to get this to work, but it works fine. This is C major, it's ascending. This is just do, re, mi, so, fa, la, ti. And here it is on the fretboard, first position. Do, re, mi, so, fa, la, ti, do. And I don't think it won't play it, but I can do the same thing. It just moves down. Do, re, mi, so, fa, la, ti, do. To different places on the fretboard. And it would be nice to even have, you can play with this. Just to play things in different spots on the keyboard. It did 4 things for me. It did twinkle, twinkle in the open position. Twinkle, twinkle, little star. Like that, like that. That's cool. Did an A minor pentatonic run. Different places on the keyboard, which is cool. It'd be nice to add more of those if you wanted to. It's nice to see them here. Let's see, I've clicked and clicked. Where am I? Capo chart's pretty good to have. And this is confusing. It has capo 0, so we can turn that off. But the old bluegrass players here, so if you were in G, you play G shapes. But if you want to play A, you can look for A on the 2nd fret. Or what am I saying? A sharp, there's your A shape right there. Okay, I've confused myself. Oh. Play B, I can play G shapes on the 4th fret, and that's what I'm trying to say. A shapes, I can play G on the 2nd fret. Anyway, it just tells you where to put your capo. And that's cool to have. What else? The pentatonics. Fretboard flash. Did I do that one already? I think I did. And this is another way of a game to figure out where your notes are, but this lets you type in a chord and put where the C, E, G is. So you can see that's a C, E, G. Is that right? Open, open. Well, we'd have to put a little E in here. The C. The open G. We're going to see, well, see if I know what I'm talking about. Not much. This is not working that well. G. 4th string up. I'm on a E. That's A. That's a E, G. That's a A. It's kind of confusing, isn't it? That's a C chord, man. Come on. C note. C note. And an X. Let's just see. Check notes. Yeah, it was good. A little bit confusing. But it's a good way to learn. What have I not shown you? Look under your... I think I have shown you that. Capo, the pentatonic's last thing out there. This is the one they always show you on the internet. So this is an A minor pentatonic, which you can see is the same as a C major pentatonic. Oh man, what happened? Okay, C major, C shape. That's not right. A, there you go. That's a G shape. See, that's a note, but that's not. Well, A minor and G, C is the same shape. There's your root for C, there's your root for your A minor. Same pattern. I'd have to study this some more. I'm not good on this. And I don't know if you should put the key, the letters in here. It's just shapes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is probably what it should be. Anyway, I think I will wrap it up here. But it's amazing the time that we're living in and how easy this is to do. And you can teach yourself. This will last me the rest of my life probably. But I might think of some more ideas to put in here. It's pretty cool. Anyway, thanks for listening.